Hi, Eve here from Vitamin Eve Nutrition Counseling. And today we're going to talk about childhood trauma and emotional eating. It's not just about the food. Look, you probably already have a feeling that your eating is more than just about the food. In fact, that's probably why you're here watching this video. So today I'm going to explain how you can work with your own childhood trauma to heal from emotional eating. So I'm Eve, I'm a registered dietitian nutritionist, and I want to get into this by going over a story that just happened the other day. I was at a coffee shop and I was there doing some of my own journaling, #self-care, when I was watching an interaction of a little girl having a cake pop at the coffee shop. And instead of being happy for her for having this cake pop, I was actually sad for her. Allow me to elaborate. Just imagine a young little girl coming into the coffee shop with her mom or female caregiver, I'll call her mom for the case of this. She came in with all the enthusiasm of the world. Her mom was holding her hand and you could tell this girl was just like alive. They each ordered from the counter and the girl was so full of life, she was just like twirling around the coffee shop. And she waited and finally they sat down. And that's when everything changed. Because when they sat down, the mom figure immediately dove into her phone. I don't know if she was working or scrolling or talking to friends. Honestly, I don't really know what she was doing, and truthfully, it doesn't even matter. Because it didn't matter to that little girl in the moment. The little girl tried to get her mom's attention by trying to talk to her, by doing some twirls in the cafe, but nothing was working. And finally, the girl gave up because the mom gave her the mom finger. You know what I'm talking about. And the girl just sank into her chair, and that playfulness just left her body. The mom noticed her daughter and pulled out the pastry bag that she got from the counter and gave her a treat. The cake pop that, out of that pastry bag. And the little kid took the cake pop and just started to eat it dutifully. The little girl was left with nothing to do, nobody to hang out with, she had no company. All she had was her cake pop. In other situations, I've seen kids with cake pops, okay? They dance, they play, I'm sure you've seen it as well. But in this case, as you could tell, there was something different going on. It was so obvious in this situation that the cake pop was a substitution for what the little girl really wanted. She wanted love and attention, but she got a cake pop. So in some ways, love and attention became a cake pop. In that moment of emotional vulnerability, she got that substitute. Who knows how many times this has happened in her life? And who knows how many times this will happen in her future life. Just imagine she comes home from school wanting to share about her day, but her parents are busy. They're in the middle of something. So they just hand her a snack, just to keep her busy. Or maybe when she's an adult and she's older and she has a busy day of work, she wants to share about what happens to her day, but she may go straight to the fridge. There could be many other factors that could be contributing, like trauma, a history of dieting, mental illness, abuse, that could certainly influence the situation. So I'm not blaming her mom or her parents or anything, but I just want you to realize that if you're using food to cope, there was probably a moment just like this in your life, and it was probably multiple moments. And many people run from this and they ultimately never heal. I see them going from diet to diet to diet, further traumatizing themselves, further ignoring the parts inside that hurt and want to be loved and seen. So to heal, it's so important to connect with your own younger selves that were somehow neglected, like this little girl in the coffee shop. So if you're still using food to cope, or if you're still avoiding food to cope, I'm talking to you. And again, working with this doesn't have to be anything too dramatic or too woo-woo, but just start connecting with the part inside that wants the cake pop or whatever the food is. You could even do it right now, even if you don't have a craving. In fact, it's even easier when you don't have a craving because you're less impulsive. And don't try to convince that part inside to not want the cake pop. In fact, that little deprived one, let her know that she could have anything she wants, anything she desires. But what does she really desire? It could help to imagine a younger version of you. You could have a picture or an item that helps you connect with that younger part. And you could ask it what it has to say, what it wants to do, what it needs. Earlier this week, I was feeling agitated. I slowed down and I did this exercise and I realized that that part inside was feeling uneasy and actually wanted more structure in her day. And it could be that simple. So when you check in, you might find that you may just want somebody to talk to, or that you want to do something fun or go outside and feel the sun. Maybe you just need to take a few deep breaths. I love doing this because it helps me reparent myself and get those important needs met. It prevents me from overeating or using food for emotional reasons, but my favorite part of this tool is afterwards, I just feel so much more connected. I feel so much lighter. So if you're following along, notice what happened inside of you after you tuned into that part. Did your cravings go down? Did they go up? Did they stay the same? Over time, you'll find that connecting with this part inside, especially if it has a history of being neglected by others or even being neglected by yourself, could be a big part of healing. And you'll notice an overall downward trend in cravings. Okay, I'd love to hear what you found helpful in this video. Please leave a comment what you got out of this video, and if you found it helpful, be sure to hit the like button. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Happy eating.